Oh, so I spent the first, I don't know how many minutes of my stream with my microphone muted. Ah, that's nice. So, yeah, now I'm going to load the fixed version. I talked about it while my microphone was muted, that I was first loading the broken version that has graphics, and then now I'm loading the version that works without graphics, and now you can hear me talking about it because now my microphone isn't muted anymore. Oh man. Amazing. Okay, so now I'm file loaded successfully. So how do I get out of this? Oh, I need to reset. Then run, right? Where's the star? Searching. Loading. Yes, that's the version I'm wanting. How long did I have my microphone muted? Oh, I think 5 minutes. Okay, that's not that bad. It's still pretty bad, but a manageable degree of bad. Dun, 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 dun. Star Trek, identify command space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its worlds. There's a line missing. Its worlds to seek out new life. Yeah. The part with the 5-year mission is missing. Where no man has gone before. Okay, blah, 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 blah. We know the... You're sitting in front of the view screen. The USS Enterprise is in the orbit of Genesis. The turbolift is in the east. Go east. You can't. Oh, in this version, I think you just type E to go east. Yes. You are in the turbolift. What now? I just wanted to basically make a walkthrough of this game, and I have a solution, and I'm going to use the solution because I don't have many hours, and then it will be if I could type it, examine lift. There's a button on the right side. What now? Turn button. You turn the button and the elevator dashes down. What now? You type N, which I guess means go north. You're in a passage on deck 4. What now? Go north. You're in a passage on deck 4. What now? Go north. You're in the engine room. What now? Go stairs. Yes, I remember the stairs in the engine room. Okay, what now? Examine stairs. One day, if I'm doing one of these text adventures, I'm going to do it without a solution, but not when I'm alone and doing it for the first time. This is just one I randomly picked to do for the first time because it's the first one I found, actually. So I'm just going to do this one with solution because I tried to do the graphics version and it didn't work. So I tried to search for a fixed version and it came with the solution as a text file. I'm talking faster than I can breathe. And basically, yeah, I'm just going to do a walkthrough. A phaser is lying on the step. Get phaser. Okay, what now? Go east, which I suppose makes sense. You would have absolutely no way of knowing this without the solution that you have to go north several times on deck 4 and go east randomly. That's why this game is considered nearly impossible to play, even with the working version. Man, that was difficult. I'm not a native speaker. I don't know if anybody has noticed. I went east, yeah. You're in the Botanic Garden. Why is the Botanic Garden east of the engine room? Okay. Here you find a lot of interplanetary plants. Among other things, you see trees from Earth. What now? Dig. That's in the solution. How would you even think of that just playing that? You found a bottle buried underneath a tree in the Botanic Garden next to the engine room. Yeah, that makes sense. Get bottle. Okay. Examine bottle. The bottle is filled with scotch. Well, now for some reason you go west. You're in the engine room. Okay, that makes sense because previously you went east. Now you go south, and I'm in the passage on deck 4 again. And now I go west, and I'm in the turbo lift. Of course. Examine lift. You found a piece of paper. Let's check the chat. Oh, there. JM is here looking at me cheating my way through this game. What do I do with the piece of paper? Probably read it. Yes, read paper. Read paper. You can't? But that's what it says in the solution. Don't prevent me from cheating. You can't. Look at paper. Oh, I didn't get the paper yet. Get paper. Okay. Read paper. The word Babel is written on it. I have to get the paper first, then I can read it. And then I go north. You're sitting in front of the view screen. The USS Enterprise is in the orbit of Genesis. The turbo lift is in the east. Okay. That's where I started. Turn button. You can't. East, you're in the turbo lift. Turn button. Turn the button and the elevator dashes down. Go north. You're in a passage on deck 4. Go west. You're in the transporter room. Montgomery Scott is the engineer is standing behind the console. Say hello. He greets you too. How nice. Hello, me captain. No, that's more Irish, I guess. Do the Scottish say me too instead of my? Now the solution says help me, Scott. What once again, how is anybody supposed to think of that? You should examine the hangar in order to find the code of the destruction. But do not input the whole code. Okay. Give bottle to Scott, that raging alcoholic. Scott gives you an ID card. He says, perhaps you need it, Admiral. So you only get the ID card in exchange for a bottle of scotch. What a raging alcoholic. Get card. Why do I have to get it if you already gave it to me? Examine card. There's a magnetic tape on one side of this card. Okay. Looking at the chat, yeah, people should test their text adventures before releasing. But anyway, there's a magnetic tape on my card. And then I go east, 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 south, south. I have to remember that. What now? East. You're in a passage, yeah, in a passage on deck 4. East. You're in the medical ward. East. You're in the recreation hall, but no one is there because everyone is working. Okay. Then it was south. You're in the recreation hall. I just came there from the south. You're in the recreation. Okay. Sit. As you sit down, a communicator drops out of the seat. Huh? Oh, okay. Get communicator. Okay. Now we go north randomly. You are in the recreation hall. And sit again. You hear some footsteps behind you. Jump aside. You jumped aside. Shoot phaser. You shot an alien who vanished in seconds. Okay. I'd like some context, but the next thing is, once again, something, who would think of that without the solution? Smash table. Why? You broke the table. Do you have like some kind of anger issues? You broke the table, a module was hidden in it. Let me guess. Get module. Okay, now examine module, of course. Now it gets predictable. It is a module for a computer. Which of course means I go north. You're in the recreation hall, but no one is there because everyone is working. You go west. You're in the medical ward. You go west again. You're in a passage on deck 4. There's a lot of stuff on deck 4. Then you go north again. You're in the passage on deck 4. Go north again. You're in the engine room. You go east. You're in the botanic garden. Here you find a lot of interplanetary plants. Among other things, you see trees from Earth. You go east again. Enter code. Oh, Babel from the paper. Yeah. Okay. And you go east. You're in the hangar. In the distance, you see the shuttle Galileo. Go shuttle. There is a sign on the Galileo. Read sign. 4 figures are written on it. 1701. What a shocker. This is, this is going pretty quickly, but I'm kind of rushing through it because, like I said, I'm doing this for the first time. And I heard my buddy Bird of Prey is streaming in a while, so I don't want to cut into his time, even though I still have plenty of time. I'm rushing a little bit too much. I've only been streaming for 20 minutes, and the first 5 minutes was my microphone muted, which isn't embarrassing at all. Anyway, what now? Let's rush a little less. Where was I anyway? Oh, I have to go east, north, and west, I guess. I go east, I'm in the turbo lift. I go north, I'm sitting in front of the view screen. The USS Enterprise is in the orbit of Genesis. The turbo lift is in the east. That's a bit lazy that this repeats every time. And then I go west. You are standing at the computer. I'm going to place the module I found in the table I randomly smashed because I shot an alien that was randomly in the recreation hall. That's why I have the module, because, you just sit down to relax, and then there's suddenly an alien, and you vaporize it, so you smash a table. It's like an average day on the Enterprise. Place module into computer. This shouldn't be impossible to spell. Okay. Insert card. Ah, the ID card that Scotty gave you for the scotch. Enter code. 17. The countdown begins. In 59 seconds, the starship will be destroyed. Go east. I'm sitting in front of the view screen. Why do I always sit down when I go on the bridge? When I'm just walking through anyway. It's like some kind of obsessive compulsive disorder. You walk through the Enterprise, but every time you're on the bridge, you have to sit down. I guess if you're the captain, well, the admiral, you just have to sit down. I'm going east again. And I'm in the turbo lift. And I turn the button again. And you turn the button and the elevator dashes down. Yeah, JM. How does any of this happen? The story isn't entirely thought out. I turned the button. And I go... Oh, I keep forgetting to click back on the... There. I go north. And I'm once again in a passage on deck 4. And I go west. And I am in the transporter room. Montgomery Scott, the engineer, is standing behind the console. And I beam down. You are beamed down on the planet. What now? Say... Oh, I entered 17 as the code, and now I say 01 into communicator. And what happens when I do that? You destructed the starship USS Enterprise. I guess you can tell this was written by a German. Perfect, Admiral Kerr. Your score was 250 and you took 72 turns. I have a question. You just told me Montgomery Scott was in the... Did I beam down alone? Was it just the two of us on the Enterprise? I mean, this is supposed to be from Search for Spock, so obviously you all beamed down. It's just the way it's worded, it kind of seems like, oh, hey, Scotty, I'm beaming down. See ya. You enter the code. Yes, Scotty, he was a good guy. I'm gonna miss him. And then you see the Enterprise crashing and burning down to the planet. Anyway, that was a Star Trek adventure. And I just blew up Scotty, or at least that's the impression I get. Because why not? So with Solution, this is pretty quick. It's not like if you play like Zack McCracken or Maniac Mansion or Monkey Island, even with Solution, you're spending like hours because it's so much. But I guess on the Commodore 64, no, that can't actually be the limit because I played Zack McCracken on the Commodore 64 and Maniac Mansion. Not Monkey Island because that was too complex for that dingy old machine. And the chat says there are some text adventures with complex stories. I can actually put this On the screen, yes, I can put messages from the chat on the screen. And yeah, there are some text adventures with complex stories and gameplay and vivid environmental description. This is not one of them. Yeah, absolutely. That was 72 turns. Seems a bit quick. Especially, I don't think there's any way to do this wrong. I mean, I have a map. Maybe there are rooms where you can go and can't do anything. Where did I put it? In this folder. There's the engine room, turbo lift, computer view screen, passage on deck 4, medical ward, recreation hall, recreation room, engine room, botanic garden, hangar, turbo lift, in the shuttle. No, those are all the rooms I've been. So there are no rooms that I haven't been to in those 72 turns. So there isn't even any extra rooms in case, I go into rooms that aren't useful for solving the story. So if I don't do it right, I guess all it will say is you can't do that. Like I'm on the screen again. Let me just type I don't know oh, I need to click on this. Beat off. Pardon? So yeah, if I do anything the examine breasts, you can't. But I'm Kirk. Okay. So basically, anything that doesn't solve the story will just get pardon, or you can't. So these 72 turns I took are literally all there is to the game. That's a bit flimsy. Okay. So I streamed for half an hour, and this was not a very interesting game. And yeah, no flexibility at all. I absolutely agree. You can only solve it or nothing happens. That's a bit lame. And you can definitely do more on the C64 because I used to program little games in BASIC, and even when I was a kid, and even then they were more complex than that. But it's possible that this was programmed by a kid. No, a kid wouldn't know English that well unless it was some kind of genius. But a genius would probably write a more complex game. It's a conundrum. And not the TNG episode conundrum, but a conundrum of whether this was a gifted kid, gifted but lazy, who knew English. I don't know. And if the maker of this game is still alive and ever sees this, no offense, I don't mean that against you personally, but this was probably not the crowning achievement of your life. And if it was, maybe you should crown your life with something more interesting. Build a space rocket. Yesterday, the first private rocket by a German startup launched into the high atmosphere. It didn't go into space. It went like 60 kilometers. It was driven by candle wax and liquid oxygen. But that was on the news that yesterday a German space rocket didn't go into space, but into a high altitude in a test flight. So maybe that's a better crowning achievement than writing this game. I'm just rambling on, but yeah, at least it was interesting to find out how this game is played and if it's good or not. And I found out that it's not. And I also found out that I need to check my microphone before I start a stream, not a scream. If I started a scream with my microphone off, nobody would have heard it. Man, I need to watch Alien again. How did I think of Alien suddenly? It's a mystery. So, yeah. I'm going to end the stream. I think half an hour on this game is not so bad. And if anybody watches this after the fact, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you give it a like. But if you don't, that won't change my life in a major way. But yeah, I'm going to try to find a better one. And if I don't find a better Commodore 64 one, there's always, the early DOS adventures that are more like the Zed McCracken style with graphics, and it's really poor graphics, like 25th Anniversary and Judgment Rights. They are the famous TOS adventure games from the 90s. I might play those on DOS box, another word not easily pronounceable for German speakers. I'm going to, play them on DOSBox one day on the DOS emulator. But today I did this one, and anybody watching, hope you tune in for the next retro vintage Star Trek gaming, and I hope it will be a better game. So, see you next time. I'm out. Beam me up, Scotty, or beam me down and stay on the ship while I destruct it. That's what I gave him the scotch for, so he can get drunk while the ship explodes, while I beam down to the surface and watch him explode. Anyway, see you guys next time.